You're on the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez.
We are on the punchline today.
Howdy, how?
A little bit of boxing happened this week, right? A little bit this weekend. Are you getting your YouTube on?
Yep. It was quite annoying this weekend.
Boxing or what? Just YouTube.
The fights. I told you last time.
And
I don't want the listeners to get mad, but I watch them and I like the great. There's sometimes you get caught with a great fight, and that's why it's hard. And I don't. And you say like I'm not going to watch it. And the next thing you know, you get one of them fights that make you like come back every weekend because it's a great fight. Yeah. But there were these ones this weekend were pretty good.
We saw Garcia do his thing this weekend.
Quags. Yeah, he did.
Was anybody surprised though? Really? I mean, you know, I see the same people. This is what I see. I see the same people. They were telling me this kid's garbage. He sucks. He's this and that, and now he's the greatest fighter in the world at 135. Make up your mind already. Let's make up your mind. Is he the greatest? For me personally, Kelly, I think he needs work still. He's a good fighter. He has good power. He's probably one of the fastest guys in the sport right now. But I see a lot of flaws. I don't know. I see the chin in the air, him standing straight up, and people are saying he's cut like Oscar. No, he's not Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was special.
Yeah. He did what he was supposed to do, and here's my take on that again. When you go in there against a kid like that he was fighting, it's not so much that Ryan Garcia is that good now.
Yeah.
I just say from the beginning, he's going to be a kid that has to be moved slowly, and Golden Boy will do what Bob Arum did with certain fighters. Yeah, but De La Hoya had the tools to go with it.
Yeah.
And I said Garcia could be a really good fighter if he's moved the right way and brought up the ladder, and because maturity hits everybody different.
Yes.
And some of these guys like a Lomachenko, or I even think like a Stevenson, Shakur Stevenson,
awesome. He's a good fighter.
Yeah, them guys, you could probably move Tank. You can move them a little faster. I think the maturity part of it, not just saying the way they act, but just the body. I think Ryan Garcia is kind of like still that young kid. And it's not a knock. Everybody matures different.
You see it as the way he speaks. Still, he's not where mature-wise where he's
exactly. So they're moving him. Just his antics after the fight. Not I should say antics, but how he was acting.
The prayer thing,
and how it wasn't. Yeah. But he's going to fall into his own, and he's going to be a good fighter. But yeah, the one thing I got to give him credit for wasn't the knockout, because it wasn't like he caught him with a good shot right on the button. But you have to give him credit because he went in there and he did what he was supposed to do. And a lot of prospects don't do that. A lot of prospects will go 6 rounds, 5 rounds in a lackluster fight and make it boring. And Ryan Garcia went in there, and that's a big plus. I mean, that's a bonus right there if you could go do that. So I tip my hat to him on that. He went in there and did what he was supposed to do.
The beautiful Gina Davis says, "Hi guys, how you doing, Gina?" Esteban says, "What's up, familia? Watching from Brazil." Hey Esteban, send me a shirt. Get me a shirt from Brazil. XL.
Give me one too.
We want shirts from Brazil. Me and Kelly.
Portuguese.
Well, Portuguese shirt. Yeah. We want shirts from Brazil, Esteban.
I was gonna say something else, but I didn't say it because everybody thought I would think I'm a.
No, just say it. Okay. No, it's your show. You can say whatever. You can say what you want, Kelly.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Want me to here, Kelly?
Say, why would I want a shirt with Portuguese sausage? Though I just, I heard it. You get what I'm saying? It's like,
I love it.
You fucking dragged me out, man.
Hey, Jason Gower says Sergio's returning. Kelly fought him. Curious, Kelly's thoughts also how hard did Sergio hit when he fought him? Tell the truth, Kelly.
To be honest with you, Sergio, everybody said he hit hard. I took good shots though, but to me it wasn't nothing that hard.
You fought Miranda's or Tucci. Come on,
yeah,
how fucking hard is that?
That's what I'm saying compared to them. But I tell you what, Sergio Martinez was one of the best fighters that you're going to see, and his style, nobody could do. They could try to copy his style. I think guys like Billy Joe Saunders tries to fight like Sergio Martinez, and they're not going to replicate it as hard. And that was Sergio's way.
Yep. And
Sergio was he's a Hall of Famer.
Yep, I agree. Esteban says, "What size, Kelly?" Kelly's a 5X. No. 2X.
I would ask Esteban what size he is, but
he's a little guy.
From the fucking looks of it, he never wears a shirt. So.
No, he didn't say that. I said 5X. No, Kelly's a, what are you, 2X, Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly's a 2X.
Thanks, Esteban.
Thank you, bro. Stephen Casper watching. Hey, Stephen Casper. Stephen won the winning glove the other day with your autograph.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen.
Got to get that
Quag
out today.
says, I heard Pavakin White is almost done.
It's I don't know. White's been done 3 or 4 times, and something has happened to his fight. Yep. So we'll see.
Goodfellas says what we've been saying. Ryan Garcia, good left hook, but chin is still in the air. Yeah, it is.
That is something that Canelo's people, they need to work on that. It's something that he'd probably do it in training. He's not, and he's keeping his chin down. But when he gets in the ring, he just kind of like, hey, I'm gonna put my chin in the air like a wedding dick. I'm gonna leave it straight up like a wedding dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dana's like, good evening, boxing family and friends. What's up, Dana? How you doing? Julie's watching.
Ricardo goes, what do you guys think of Devin Haney calling out Mikey Garcia? Devin said he will go up to 140 to fight Mikey. Who wins that fight? I think the higher he goes up in weight to chase Mikey, the better chance Mikey got, because I think Mikey
had him at 35 too, man.
Yeah.
Devin hasn't fought anybody yet.
No, yeah,
that's the thing. Devin hasn't fought anybody, and now he's calling out the elite of the division.
And I believe somebody put a post up about one of the boxing groups with Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah.
Talking to Devin Haney. Like they were kind of going,
Yeah, Devin.
Not at it, but they were disputing words. And that's kind of what Hopkins was saying. Like, let's wait. Let's see what happens. You got to kind of make that name. You got to put yourself in demand for people to watch that. Gabriel
Robles says, what do you think of the future of Gabriel Flores Jr.? We had him on the show. We had Gabe Flores on the show. I think the kid's special. I think he is. Flores Jr. He's a special fighter.
Yeah.
He's one of those fighters that it's a new generation that I think he's up at the top of his game already, and he's only going to get better.
That's what I want to talk about today too. Is that Perella fight?
Okay.
Goodfellas says, who were the most disciplined boxers you ever seen?
Who, me or you?
I guess both of us. Hopkins.
You.
Mayweather.
You.
Me.
Sergio Martinez.
Sergio Martinez.
Ricky forgot there's a show today.
Yeah.
You should answer it on the show. Put him right on the show. You should have.
No, because I'm like, what are you doing?
Fuck, you train 7 hours a day, and I'm not just saying it
I
because
know,
I'm sitting here. You train 7 fucking hours a day, 6
Probably
days a week.
Sergio Martinez.
Sergio Martinez trained a lot too. Floyd Mayweather, one of the most disciplined guys in the sport.
What's that, Floyd?
Fuck Floyd, man. Fuck. Fernando Vargas. Fernando, when he was in camp, when he trained his ass off.
I say that I know of somebody else. The only one I know that trained, from hearing what you guys said, close to me, was Fernando. I don't know how many hours Fernando really put in, but
I don't know if it's the hours, Kelly. I think it's the
intensity.
The intensity of the train. He sparred like he was going to make $1 million out of every sparring session, which was not always great, but he was always in condition for the fight.
That's up there. Leonard goes, Sergio was peaking at the time he was on a roll, and then Ricardo goes, what do you guys think of PBC reaching out to Teddy Atlas to train Andy Ruiz after the second Joshua and Ruiz fight? Teddy was calling Andy all the fat jokes.
That's why I don't know why he'd want to.
Well, maybe he thinks that's what it's going to be to help, but I don't know if Teddy. I think Teddy is a good talker,
a
motivator. Yeah. I don't know about his training because Teddy's really basic on his training, and I think Andy right now needs. Maybe you know what? Maybe Teddy is what Andy needs.
Maybe
he needs somebody to get in his ass and ain't going to pull no punches. A guy like Teddy.
He didn't work with Vostok, did it?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking, but who else is out there? Are you going to get somebody like Buddy McGirt who's just going to let him box and that's not fixing the issue?
What about Nazim Richardson? Who's working
is Nazim still even active
still
in the game?
Yeah, Nazim maybe.
Our boy
Robert Garcia,
Crawford's trainer. Bomac.
Bomac would be great for him.
Yeah,
Bomac would be great. Bomac won't put up with the stupid shit.
That's what I mean. You need like somebody like Teddy Atlas, a Bomac,
a Joe Goosen.
Because Robert, I know how Robert is. Robert would be like, dude, you fuck up. That's on you. You know, like you're not going to be here next camp. You're a grown ass man though, so whatever you do is what you do. Robert he's got too much going on. Really, so do a lot of these other guys like Bomac, but I think there would be more stricter. Robert kind of lets you dig your own grave.
Rudy just throw him out first fucking day. But no, there was a good question here too. I knew we were going to get to this because people had drink the Kool-Aid the other night. Caleb Plant, what do you guys think? I say he clears out the division and gives Canelo a great fight. I say absolutely fucking not, Jason.
No,
absolutely fucking not. He fought a guy that he was supposed to beat, and he was 25-0. But listen, the guy, he's from Germany and hadn't fought anybody. I like Caleb Plant. I think he's a great fighter, a good fighter.
I think he's a good dude.
But he's not beating David Benavidez. You can stow that shit. He's not beating Bivol at 68.
He's not beating.
He's not beating Canelo.
Better Beav.
He's not beating none of these guys.
Now Canelo's a different type fight, though. Again, going back, and I know this is going to be crazy, and people are going to get on me. I think out of anybody at 68 that he stands a chance to give a better fight to would be Canelo.
I like to see him whip Billy Joe Saunders' ass.
Or I like to see him beat Billy Joe Saunders.
Callum Smith.
I think he would give Canelo, because styles make fights, I think he'd give Canelo a little bit more of a problem due to his natural size.
His size.
And speed and all that. I'm not saying that he beats Canelo, but I think he gives him more of a fight than he would give better Bivol or Benavidez.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people, I mean, they're jumping on the bandwagon pretty
Caleb Plant,
quick.
I mean, I've seen it. Like, Caleb Plant is pound for pound list. Somebody put Caleb Plant on the 6th of the fucking pound for pound list.
Let's not knock his fight. But the guy could fight. We're not. I don't believe James is saying that. I'm not. I mean, Caleb Plant could fight.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying he's a fucking great fighter.
He's a world champion,
but he's not
loaded weight class.
But he's not the top of the division yet. And prove me wrong. That's all I'm saying. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, like Quag says, B-ball at 68 is trouble for anyone.
He's not trouble. He's a nightmare.
He's a nightmare. But there's a lot of other guys in that weight class too, like that.
Benavidez.
Yeah, Benavidez.
What is he? 6'3" at least.
6'3".
You know, shit. 6'3". The kid walks around about 210 pounds, and when he hits him, he puts him away.
Yeah, Ricardo says, rumors they want Andy Ruiz to fight Chris Arreola as his comeback fight. Chris looked okay last fight now that Joe Goosen trains him.
I like Chris.
I do too.
He fucking hit me in the jaw. Remember that at the fucking at Mikey and Mikey's fight?
Yeah.
When I said, what was it? I ain't seen Chris in years. And I said, Chris, what'd you do? I said, I ain't seen you since you were 12. You're about 250 then. Yeah. The motherfucker went clock, clock. I told him, what were you, about 250 when you were 12? He goes, bop, bop. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, Chris, he's a good guy.
He is. He's cool as fuck. He was doing an interview with ESPN, right? And he saw you and got excited.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, Kelly's here during ESPN.
I seen that. Somebody put that. Somebody posted that.
Hey, your little fighters watching. We're watching, homie.
Who's that?
Jason, your fighter's dad.
Cool. What's up, Jay?
I remember when Kelly beat Taylor the first time. It was a wow moment because I thought it was over. We all did that. I lost $50 betting against Kelly. I'm just joking. I didn't bet against Kelly.
I bet you did bet against me. I bet you did too at the time.
I did not.
I did.
I swear I rooted for you because you're an Ohio guy.
He was a fucking gringo.
No, you know what it was? I'm going to tell you what it was. You had the Ohio State trunks, and I was like, oh, shit.
That's
Ohio
what
State.
did it,
yeah. I was like, fuck yeah. And that was the same year that they played Arkansas in the Cotton Bowl. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck that. We're taking Ohio State.
I believe, if I may be wrong, but I think that was like, at that time, the first time that two colleges faced off in a
bowl game, and two people.
If any of you historians can tap into this and help us out on that, but I think that was the first time that I got the okay from Andy Geiger with Ohio State, the AD at the time. He let me. That was the exact scarlet and gray, the pants as the football pants, and Jermaine Taylor came out in the Razorback, the Arkansas Razorback,
with the pig on
with the
back.
white and the or the bull, whatever it was.
It was a pig. It's a
Or the pig, yeah, the pig, the Razorback. That was the first time two colleges squared off, I think. Somebody said that. Yeah, very true.
Also, hey, Diego Magdaleno, our boy, won last night. Yeah. Diego won big. I'm proud of Diego. I want to say he won Nashville. I heard. Hey, did you hear about that afterward? His opponent tried to fight him in the locker room after.
Streets.
And the mom flipped him off.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah. I heard from the I heard from the, what do you call it?
Yeah.
The word on the street was he tried to fight Diego in the locker room after the fight.
Streets. What I want to talk about is the Perella fight.
You can talk about it.
I think that was horseshit. And you
talking about Jack?
My thing, Joe Goosen, he made a good point, but at the same time, me as a fighter,
Yeah.
I kind of, and knowing the sport, I kind of disagreed a little bit. The referee's job is to kind of know where the round's at and what's going on in the round and the time. And you're supposed to, you have that big 10-second, and that's made for the, not just the fighters, because the fighters are fighting. That's made for the referee to know that there is 10 seconds left in the round.
Yeah.
And they beat that fucking thing pretty loud.
It's blocks. It's like blocks of wood, isn't it?
It is. Now, it could go both ways on it. It's like, he should have been stable on his feet, but you even heard the announcer say 2:59 of the last round. Here's a guy, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt on that. He was hurt, but it was not that bad. And there was a second left. By the time he walked out, that they would have rang the bell. And the referee should have been close to listening for the bell, because he heard the 10-second
The referee's a referee and not a timekeeper, though.
He's not, but
it's hard to hear it too.
He knows.
For the fighters, it's hard for you to hear it.
No, well, we hear it, but he's the referee, and he should be. He's actually supposed to be aware of the time and what's going on, so that way he could. The reason with the 10-second count is so that the bell. Why do you think he's always there to set? So you stop punching. Yeah. No punches after the bell. I don't know. I'm mixed on. I think it was horrible.
I don't either. I think Jack Reese. Honestly, I think Jack Reese is one of the best referees in the
He's
business.
a great referee,
I think he might have made a mistake on this too. I don't know.
1 second left. I mean, you're there.
But remember Richard Steele did it with Chavez and
Yeah, but every point that I made, you do know the time, because you have to be there so nobody gets hit after the bell.
Esteban is a good question for you, Kelly, or for both of us, whatever. Question for both of you: do fans ever use and incorrectly use the term "exposed," saying that a fighter A exposed fighter B in a close fight between when they continue on decent careers? Kind of takes away from what fighter A did. I think people use the word exposed anytime somebody loses or don't have a good outing. They're exposed.
I think boxing fans use a lot of terms wrong.
And I think exposed is one of them. Yes, absolutely. I've seen a lot of times people, I'm not saying fans, I'm just saying people in general, will talk down a champion just to make that opponent look way worse than he really was. Oh, well, he just fought, what would they say? They talked Gamboa down really bad to make Tank look even worse. Oh, Gamboa's been washed up for years.
Yeah, a fighter never gets the credit. Who are you taking in the Loma Lopez fight?
I'm taking Lomachenko.
I gotta go with Loma on this one. I think it's I know people are to say, well, when is he going to be ready? But I think it's just a little too soon for Lopez.
Yeah. Taking
nothing away from Lopez. He's a bad dude. He could fight his ass off, but I just think it's a little too quick to go in the ring. Now, on the flip side of that, I get deep into things when I think about it. Oh. But Loma is at an age, too, where he is going to lose a step here sooner or later. And I think at this level against a guy like Lopez, if Father Time shows up, then I think Loma could be in some trouble, though. I truly do. Mm-hmm. But if Loma goes in there being Lomachenko, I see him winning that fight.
Even a half of Lomachenko is going to give Teofimo nightmares.
Yeah.
But Stephen Casper says, was that Bare Knuckle Fest 10 last night, Bare Knuckles? Kelly, were you ever presented an offer to fight Bare Knuckles? Absolutely was. Remember, just recently somebody offered you to fight Bare Knuckles.
Oh, yeah, they did.
It was like 6-figure. They offered you like 6 figures to fight Bare Knuckle fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Stephen, Kelly did get offered like 6 figures for a bare knuckle fight. And we're in Youngstown. He don't have to go that far if he really wants one.
It's about to start knuckling motherfuckers all day. Knuckle up.
Knuckle up. Toe the line.
Goodfellas says, why is it so hard to do the Philly shell shoulder roll? For example, what is Floyd doing right and what is Adrian Broner doing wrong?
Did I explain that last week?
You explained that, and I kind of want to tap on that too.
You really can't do it because you're not athletic motherfuckers. That's why.
Yeah,
you don't have the fucking athleticism.
But it's. He does more of a shoulder roll. I know he does the Philly too.
He does a hybrid of both.
And I don't know if he mixed that if Floyd really knew that he wanted to do that or take both of those styles, or if he just did that on accident in overtime.
I think Roger was doing it years ago.
Common sense. Even before or not cheat, every time I play around, I keep this hand here or here because that's the whole purpose of it, and you can roll the shoulder. Obviously, that was not my style, and I wouldn't do it, but
I've messed around with it.
Yeah, Floyd got it. There's a lot of things that come into play, like your natural reflex. Floyd got quick reflexes. He's a hell of an athlete. He's got reaction time. It's not made for people
who's average.
who's average, you're not going to get away with that. You're going to get messed up.
Broner may be average when it comes to that. I think what happened is
the biggest part is getting hit with those rabbit punches. Doing that when you turn, you're leaving your kidney. But Floyd knew how to do it.
I think Floyd was a perfect storm of athleticism, skills, boxing skills, everything together. That made him. But like I said last week, what Floyd did was he took the Philly shell and he took a shoulder roll and he kind of mixed the two, made it a hybrid. If you do a Philly shell by itself, it's kind of defensively irresponsible. I said last week, if you go back to guys like Gypsy Joe Harris who fought in the 70s and late 60s, his face was fucking gnarled up and beat up, scars everywhere, because with that Philly shell, you get hit a lot doing it, but you counter really well off of it too. But with that shoulder roll, you don't get hit, but you don't counter well. So you took both those styles, you became a better counterpuncher, you better defense. The problem is, me personally, Kelly, I don't think people can do it because they're not as athletic as Floyd, or I don't think they'd have put the discipline and time in to do it.
Yeah, you can get hurt doing that. I mean, you leave your whole side open, but Floyd knew how to, again, over and over, he knew how to do it. Adrian Broner, on the other hand, now listen, here's the difference. Why it's not so much that Broner didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Floyd sometimes had people that figured that out, like Maidana, like Castillo. They figured out that role and everything, and he had to go back to game plan B and C.
Floyd did. Floyd had a whole bag of tricks.
Yeah, so that didn't work for him every fight. He went back, and that's where we said about Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner didn't have that backup. He didn't, Yeah, if you figured out that style on Broner, he was screwed.
Yep, you're exactly right. Another thing too, when Maidana fought Floyd, right, in the first fight, and Maidana had broke down his shoulder roll defense, because the way to beat the shoulder roll is over the top, looping punches, awkward timing when you can't be timed,
different angles,
and volume. You got to keep throwing lots of punches. You have to have 100 punches around to even be successful at this, and that's what he did. Volume, looping punches. But the second fight, did you guys notice on the second fight against Maidana, he didn't use a shoulder roll. He came right to Maidana and fired back, and Maidana. Now, he had trouble with sharp punchers like it showed against Amir Khan and some of these other fighters back in the day with being sharp, straight punches. Maidana had problems with that.
Yep.
Floyd was a smart fucking guy.
He was one of the smartest. So that's what helped him to be as great as he is. Noel says, Floyd is smart and looking at everything. Broner is too lazy with it.
I just don't think...
Broner does it good, but people figured it out on Broner.
Yeah, and I think... And also, you got to remember this too, guys. Broner is not as active offensively as Floyd was. No. He doesn't throw anything. Floyd will counter the shit out of you.
Yep. Damon goes, did you guys see Floyd thinks he should be athlete of the decade over LeBron? Agree or disagree?
You know what? I couldn't see why not.
I can't see, I
couldn't see why not. But
because you got to take everything into consideration on that. Look how he marketed himself.
He changed the sport.
I'm not saying that LeBron didn't market himself, but Floyd Mayweather was the highest paid athlete.
Look, Floyd brought new fans into the sport of boxing altogether. Everybody knows Floyd. You can go anywhere in the world, they know Floyd. But you can go, but I don't know.
And the biggest thing is, to stay undefeated.
Yes.
And in a decade to go with all the fights and not get beat, that's hard in boxing. That's almost impossible. And Floyd Mayweather did it. So, he should have absolutely got it over LeBron James.
And to do what he does on his own, too. I mean, Floyd takes on so much of that himself that other athletes don't take on.
That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't do half the shit that Floyd does as far as
and I know money. Money is a thing in sports, and Floyd was able to generate without nowhere near the amount of endorsements that LeBron gets. Great. And I think just in his sport alone made as much money as LeBron did a year. You know what I mean? With endorsements and getting paid, or it was close. So, I mean, you have to give it to Floyd Mayweather. The business part of it, how he marketed himself and winning all the fights, I think he definitely should be.
So the other day I'm hanging out with my friend Tracy, right? She never saw any of your fights, Kelly. Guess what we did? We watched all those motherfucking fights. I better watch. I said, guess what we're doing, Tracy? We're watching Kelly's motherfucking fights. No, it wasn't like that. But not like that. But she said when I became a fan of boxing, it was after Kelly. It was after Kelly retired. I said, let me just educate you a little bit. I showed Miranda, Taylor, and Zartucci. Oh, that was a question she had to ask. I want to ask you. Now, let's not talk about Taylor, Miranda, or Zartucci. Who was the hardest puncher you faced that wasn't those three? No one's ever asked you that.
Ooh.
Which one was the heaviest puncher that wasn't one of those three guys that we know could punch?
Man, you're going deep back. I mean, after I got hit by them guys, I don't remember much of the other guys. It just kind of wipes it away.
You can put that in the amateurs, too. You can count the amateurs.
Saku Pao.
Saku Pao could punch. I remember him.
Dante Craig.
Dante Craig punched too.
I would have to say, who was that?
McCart? Bronco McCart punch?
You said Zartucci?
Not Zartucci. Not Miranda. Not Miranda. Not Taylor.
This kid Cedric Johnson could hit like a mule. I'd probably have to go ahead and say Rubio.
Marco Rubio?
Yeah, there might have been some guys early on, though.
Hey, Antonio Rubio was a knockout puncher.
Yeah, there were some guys early on that could hit, though. They were heavy hit, like the Mexican guys that had the heavy hands. But
Esteban has a question. We'll get to your guys' questions, guys. We're just bullshitting. Of all the Kelly, it's a good one for you. Of all the young prospects at lightweight, who takes over after Loma moves on?
Oh, Teofimo. Haney has a good chance.
Some of these other cats up junior lightweight. Ryan Garcia is there.
You got a lot.
Let me ask you this: who takes over after welterweight? After Spence and Crawford move out of there, and Pacquiao?
Oh, you Virgil Ortiz if he wants to stay there. Damo goes. Do you think Floyd keeping his 0 hurt the sport for these other fighters, thinking they could accomplish the same? I heard somebody say that.
I think that's good motivation for them.
It should be. I mean, it could help. I don't think it hurts it.
It's motivation.
Listen, you're talking about one guy out of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of fighters over the years, millions of fighters that, I mean, you shouldn't rely on that or try to compete with it. You should go into the fight and try to take care of what you got to take care of.
Yeah.
That's at hand and move on to the next one.
Yeah. Joseph Bergman says, you guys are going to hate me, but I thought Reese did the same thing, the right thing. Joseph, I do too. I think he did the right thing.
Yeah, Leonard Holt said, Pavlik versus Froch.
We already discussed that one.
Me.
Fuck.
He wouldn't have been able to stand there and take these bombs.
Yeah, but the only problem is if you fought him over there, you'd have had to put him in a fucking hearse. You'd have to put him in a hearse to bring your titles home.
Plus, Floyd is in the ring.
Hey, Shayna's watching. She was.
Bill him out. Yep.
Oh, Rocco says, please tell me that the reports on Tyson Fury's extreme jaw training is a joke. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
Hey, if y'all ever done it for a while,
yeah, it fucking works.
He's onto something there. Everything boxing. He made a good point on this.
He's boxing. That's really boxing right there, isn't it?
Yeah, our homie, he goes,
who's that?
Everything boxing.
Yeah.
He goes, plus Floyd is in the ring alone with no help. Yep. Nobody to bail him out.
True.
And that's why we're saying
there was no Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, boxing is the world's most loneliest sport.
Yep.
And it's true. I mean, you don't have the help of teammates or anybody else to guide you there or to help you out. So to that point, yeah. Damon, does Caleb Plant beat Benavidez? No, Damon, we already answered that, homie.
No way. Guadalupe says, Kelly, have you ever sparred with Kronk boxers? I fucking have.
Man, Stewart knew after the Taylor fight that he didn't want to bring me over there.
I sparred with Kronk fighters. I fought a few of them too in the amateurs, but I did spar with a few of their fighters.
No, I would have loved to have gone to the Kronk. You want to talk about history for the sport and one of the biggest gyms of all time. My God.
Dude, you just couldn't park your car there or walk there by yourself or walk in the daytime or at night or even when the sun was peaking or when it was raining or snowing. You couldn't walk out there. Somebody'd rob you or shoot you.
That's how it is at the Southside Gym on Erie Street.
Is it?
Yeah. Goodfellas Pulp goes, Prime Triple G versus Prime Antonio Tarver.
Triple G.
I may have to take Tarver.
Really?
Too big. Tarver, I mean, God, he fought at what? Heavyweight, cruiserweight.
Yeah, but that's because he didn't take care of himself anymore.
6'2.5".
He's running that juice,
I'm going off of, that's true, too. I mean, I don't know. I'm still going, I just think he's way too big. He's a big guy. And Damon goes, Kelly Pavlik, how did you handle your first loss mentally? Moving forward, knowing your undefeated streak was over. To be honest with you, and I know a lot of people said...
You bought 3 brand new cars and you felt better.
And I'm glad that was a good question, Damon. A lot of people said, Hopkins ruined Pavlik. It didn't. That wasn't I mean, obviously it sucked. Nobody likes getting their ass whipped and losing a fight. but I knew personally that was not 100. That wasn't even 80% me that night.
Okay.
And secondly, I lost to a Hall of Famer, a guy who had record for middleweight fights. I literally picked up. Hopkins gave me some words of encouragement in the corner, but I moved on from it. I mean, it was not. I went back down to fight a kid who ended up winning a world title 3 years after I beat him, and I destroyed Marco Antonio Rubio in 7 or 8 rounds. It wasn't even a fight. I don't even think I got hit but 3 times in the entire fight. So I don't think that was an issue. The losses really didn't do much. It wasn't because I knew personally to myself what was going on.
And you knew you were fighting 2 weight classes higher than you are.
Yeah.
You knew you were fucking sick, and I'm not making excuses. If you go to the book, what's it, the Hurt Game by Thomas Hauser, it explains. There's a whole chapter on it about Kelly's fight with Bernard Hopkins, and it talks about the doctor being in the fucking dressing room and Kelly running a fever of 102, spitting green shit up in the toilet. 101, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 1 degree off, guys. But I read the book. But you can buy the book on Amazon by Thomas Hauser. It has
it's true.
What's that? It has what's his name on the cover? Ricky Hatton on the cover. Hatton. Right? And there's 2 chapters.
And the thing on that, Thomas Hauser's he's a no bullshit guy. He's a
BWA guy.
Yeah, Thomas Hauser calls it as he sees it. And that's why we always were nervous about having him in the locker room.
He'll fucking tell on you.
Everything you said, everything you did, he was, he wrote it down.
Chris Otto Broad says, I understand that's his job to referee solely from a boxer's perspective. I think he's talking about Jack Reese still. I think he needs to be allowed to continue from a ref's official point of view. I can understand why they stopped it. He wasn't fit to continue. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it myself. I have to probably watch it again. Jason says, sorry to repeat the question about Sergio, but if you can get to this, what do you think about fighting him again?
Me fighting him
Sergio. Sergio's too small.
I'm not going to. You guys think I have to lose 45 pounds just to get down to 200. Should get out of here.
75 pounds altogether.
You know what? If he would take the fight with me at 250, hell yeah. I'll just go in there and lay on him.
I think he's talking about, Dana said didn't work when he fought Cotto. But see, the difference is, Dana, the shoulder roll didn't because Cotto throws looping punches and he's off timed. His punches are. But what did Floyd do? Floyd went to a plan B and C and fucking hammered Cotto.
Yeah, Ricardo goes, Robert Garcia mentioned on one of the interviews that Virgil Ortiz reminds him of Fernando Vargas.
Yes.
The way he trains and puts in the hard work.
Yep.
And I believe so. I heard, about how hard.
I've heard how hard. He's never off a weight. He's like 4 pounds over most of the time, 5 pounds.
Yeah. Paul goes, have you been asked who you pick in the Fury versus Wilder rematch?
Every day.
Yeah, I'm kind of going to sit back and enjoy that fight. I'm not picking because I got it this way. If it goes to decision, Fury wins. If it don't go to decision, obviously Wilder wins. And that's the way I look at it. And it's just too hard. I don't want to care about numbers or anything like that. I'm going to watch the fight. I'm not going to worry about my pick on who I picked because it's a fight that's the way, how I look at it.
I'm picking Wilder by knockout.
And that's probably maybe what happens, but I'm just saying how I'm going to sit back and watch it.
I'm saying I don't think it goes past 6. I think Wilder's going to stop Fury in 6 or less. What do you think? Do you think Floyd will come back after a loss? I have not heard anything. I don't know. Best lesson. Hey, there's a good one with Esteban Kelly. Best lesson you learned from your amateur fights.
I don't know. It's hard because amateurs was so fast. It's
you took something away from it.
Yeah, you go back. You learn. You kind of learn the system. I mean, you learn how to get in, get out.
Pace yourself.
Yeah, well, it's hard to pace yourself too, though. But in and out. I'll tell you another thing. Actually, I just told a kid the other day. The body work in amateur boxing is so underrated, and people leave it alone. But
they don't score it.
And I've seen people take the hearts out of fighters very quickly with body shots. Yeah. You could really make a fight easy in the amateurs if you land some good body shots. Yeah. Big time.
Dana says, Shoshajan Urgadev will take over 147 after Spence and Bud move on. I don't know, Dana. There's some good 147s. You got Virgil there. You still got those kids. You still got Virgil Ortiz there. You got Regis coming up. You got Taylor coming up.
You still got guys like Thurman.
You got
Pacquiao.
You got Enos.
Yeah, Enos.
Enos in there. So I don't know, man. That's a rough. There's like I don't know. That's just nuts.
Goodfellas goes, how can people that sit on the couch eating pizza dare call fighters cowards and bums?
We've asked
I
that
hate
question
it.
for years.
We've been trying because you know what? They're a-holes. Damon says, how does the punchline feel about Callum Smith, Andrade, and Charlo's turning down offers with Canelo?
Well, is anybody surprised?
No, because they want to sit there and they want the fights, the money. They don't want to lose that. They want to lose.
No, but you know the thing is this, but it's sad. These guys, the Charlo, the Andrade, the Callums, they cry for these big fights. They want Canelo. They want Canelo. Canelo sends a contract. They say no, we don't want the fight. Then they turn it around on Canelo, saying Canelo's ducking. Everybody's Canelo's ducking. Now look, you can say a lot of shit about Canelo. You guys say, oh, he was on Clan.
I know
he's too big.
You can't say he ducks fighters,
but you can't say he ducks fighters. You can't say he doesn't fight anybody.
And I don't care if you guys think Kovalev is good or not. Kovalev is a power puncher who's big, and Canelo jumped up to fight him 2 weight classes. Noel says Mike Tyson says he has to pick Tyson Fury because he's named after him.
Fair enough.
I don't blame him.
And Wilder's been disrespectful as fuck to Mike Tyson.
Somebody names their son after me. I'm cheering for that kid all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ballsy.
That is.
Naming Kelly. Like my son is Kelly, but you know, little Kelly Casper, he's a little badass.
Yeah.
Or he's going to be too.
Yeah.
He's out. Kelly's out right now picking cement boulders.
Is he?
Yeah, he's punching them and picking them
Punch
up.
him up. Throwing pushing Humvees around.
Yeah, he is. He's actually curling right now, small pinnos.
Hey, I want to thank. We need to thank William Bondi for donating for St. Jude's and also for the Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Yeah, thank you.
$25. That's awesome. Thank you, William. We appreciate it. Your guys' charitable things. It's going towards a good cause. And hey, if you guys still want to donate, message the show. We still have till the 20th of getting all this, raising this money for paralyzed veterans and St. Jude's. We can send a bolt or one at a time, however you guys want to do it.
And I will have my site up if you guys want to donate. And we're talking a couple dollars to Kelly Public Charitable Organization.
I'll donate to it, Kelly.
That's going to be big. It's going to help out a lot of young kids.
Guadalupe says, what's your take on media talk of Andy Ruiz, Jr., Dylan White? We've already got on that one. Dylan White has had 3 or 4 fights and they keep falling through, so I don't know. Right now, it depends when Andy Ruiz shows up. Which Andy shows up in this fight? Then I'll see.
Paul says, I've heard the offers to fight Canelo were low ball offers, and that's why people are turning him down.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Low ball for what, $3-4 million to fight him? That's not low ball because none of them's ever made that much.
You should take that because you're probably not going to make that much. Especially a guy like Andrade who fights $200,000, $150,000 a fight. That once a year.
Yeah.
If he fights even once a year anymore.
Rocco says, question for both. Was there a fight where your fight plan completely broke down and your corner adjustments pulled you through? About 90% of mine. Yeah. I was a non-talented fuck.
Mine too. I mean, there was a lot of shit that didn't go right. And that's why I always say, like last week when I was talking about watching film, breaking down.
Yeah.
I mean, things ain't going to go as you expect them. I mean, there was fights where I thought I had the guy down to a T, you know, what I was going to do, my game plan. And you get in the ring and it's like, what the hell? Why ain't this working?
It didn't work that way.
Yeah, so it's quick.
I don't know if it's your corner that pulls you through. I don't think it is. I think it's us that do it.
The fighter has to, yeah.
We do. The corner can only say so much. You know what I mean? They're not reading your mind.
Yeah.
And they don't, and no matter how, and this is what it's, and I think it's true, and anybody who's fought will tell you the same thing. No matter how good that trainer is, he doesn't see what you see in that spot. I
think the best thing and how I approach this now training people is if you're going to really work on a fight, and it's hard training new people like up and comers. I'm talking about, I think, and I'm not saying this, but I think it's easier to get a fighter who's already been established because you can work on it, and that's far along in a career where you could get film and break down for a certain style because working on things repetitiously is the best way to prepare a fighter for a fight. Having him go over 1 or 2 rounds with a guy, what his opponent may do, or what he did wrong in sparring, that's not going to help your fighter get out of the bad habits. I mean, it's a repetitious thing, and your fighter has to be willing to go through that whole process of the same shit for maybe 3 rounds on the pads, and then the next 3 rounds So you're going to do 6 rounds is working on something else that you may have done wrong. And then that trainer on you or somebody on you making sure you work on what you worked on the pads on the heavy bag.
Yes.
It's a whole lot that goes into it.
Roger's real good doing that.
Yeah.
Roger emulates the fighter that he's fighting on the pads, which it takes a lot of skill and ability to do that.
Yep, and you got to keep going over it and over it and over it with them. So,
and you're exactly right too. But mostly it comes from a fighter. I mean, a good trainer is not going to tell you what you don't have time to tell you everything. He needs to tell you what you need to fix. You don't have time to tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong.
No,
he has time just to tell you what you need to adjust
and
to.
Don't come back to the corner expecting praise. I mean, the trainer's job is to tell you what you're doing wrong.
He has 60 seconds to tell you what you're doing wrong, and you need to fix it.
You know, if you're doing something right and it's working as the fighter, you got to be smart enough to know, like, okay, that's working, and keep doing it until it don't work no more, right?
Exactly.
Especially in boxing.
Esteban says Fernando was in the movie Alpha Dog. Kelly, would you take a Hollywood role?
Absolutely.
Agents.
What?
What did he do?
Oh, Ricky said Caleb Plant might beat Benavidez. I love you, Ricky.
Somebody needs to take that man's internet away.
Davis says pack upsetting Spence by points far-fetched.
I don't think Pacquiao beats Spence. I'm sorry, Spence is not Thurman. I don't think he's going to beat Spence.
Yeah. Especially now.
But with Manny Pacquiao, anything's possible. Dana said, James, my son's taking up boxing for fitness and thinking about sparring. I'm waiting till he wants to train for a real pro fight. I'm going to let him spar Spence so he'll knock that boxing dream in the dirt.
You know what? That's pretty smart.
That is smart. He'll never want to box again. He'll go to title box and tell me he wants his fucking money back.
If you don't want your kid fighting, let him spar a guy like that.
Yep.
Eso goes, the problem is the zone paid Danny Jacobs Kova $10 million plus to fight Canelo.
That's the zone.
Now the market rate has been adjusted.
That's the zone, though.
I know. And they've been spending.
That's and you got to remember that was before the zone. Yeah. Well, never mind. We can't get into that. I don't want a phone call from the zone.
Amy Green says Kelly should be in movies. Thank you, Amy. I concur.
I could be in movies too, right?
Porn. Yeah.
With Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift and me and porn.
And cocaine.
It's Cocaine Horrors Part 1.
Cocaine Ass Horrors Part 1.
Dude, you should like produce that.
Oh, I'd be all about
You
that.
would. We go down the valley, Simi Valley, or what is it?
I gotta do a casting couch with this person. Gotta make sure she can really put.
Oh, you know where the porn is? You ever seen the videos? It's Chatsworth, California. You always see the porn like. If you ever get to the part of porn where it's black and it has a screen, who holds the records to the porn? It's Chatsworth, California. That's usually the moment that I still feel guilty for myself and I'm doing cleanup. I'm like, oh, really, Chatsworth, Over there with the baby wipes going, oh, did you know this was filmed in Chatsworth? Wow, I've been to Simi Valley.
David says, Kelly James, is boxing a well-schooled AM easier or harder than boxing an unorthodox fighter with limited amateur experience?
Amateurs.
Well-schooled amateur easier or harder than boxing an unorthodox fighter with limited amateur experience?
I always had more trouble with the guys that were unorthodox myself. The guys that were like wildcats that were all over the place. I had trouble with them more.
It is, but at the same time, with that, once you get so used to it, you just walk in and let them swing and hit them right in the body and
stops it.
It stops it quick.
But a lot of the times we get in these tournaments. You remember we get in these big tournaments. You get into a regional tournament. They let anybody in those fucking things, And you get in there and you're expecting the skilled guy, and he comes at you like a spider monkey. He's all over you, fucking. And you're like,
oh, come at you like a spider monkey,
dude. It takes you a minute or two to adjust because he's hitting you with shit. And like, are you fucking serious?
Amy Green says, Justin test driving porn stars.
Yes, that's what they test driving. Justin, I'll say, Justin, just leave something left over for me, buddy. He's gonna pull that Italian fucking barrel cock out, and it's gonna ruin it for all of us.
We can do a team ramrod.
Hey, they do it like this. What movie was that where Christopher Walken did that? What movie was that?
That was with
Suicide Kings. He did that when they were gonna. Jude said, James, porn industry is for you. It is, at least as a dude. Could you imagine being a cameraman in porn? You'd be sitting there with a camera and just walk off and come to the corner.
You know how many babies they probably got sprayed on them?
Yeah, man.
Damon has a good one. Well,
Yeah.
it's not really good. He goes, "Is Devin Haney a better future talent than Teofimo Lopez?"
I don't know.
think so.
I don't
think
know
so.
because Devin hasn't fought anybody for me to.
Well, the reason why I'm answering like that is because I see what Teofimo could do. Haney, you're right. Haney hasn't fought anybody yet for me to be able to say that.
I don't even have Haney as the best fighter in lightweight division right now because of the same reason. I don't know how good he is.
Yep.
He's a wild card still. He's talented and he hits hard, but let him fight somebody in the top 30 or top 25 for me to see. Show me like this, like the Missouri, like the show me state. Fucking show me. I want to see it.
Show me the money.
Guadalupe says, who should Canelo fight at 60-68? Well, there's Benavidez. There's Caleb Plant. There's fucking Bivol coming down after this fight.
Charlos. Andrade. Billy Joe Saunders.
But who should he fight? Canelo needs to fight who's going to do something for his legacy.
No, you don't.
Him fighting Andrade does nothing for him. Him fighting Charlo.
He's already got a legacy.
I know, but it's not doing nothing for him. All they're going to say.
If I was him, I would fight those guys and clear out the division. Like, you know what? Go one division at a time. Just finish. You got nothing else to prove. So stay at 60. Yeah. Take out Andrade and Charlo. So no, because you'll still have people saying that he didn't fight them guys. He ducked them. So like clear them out, and then go up to 68.
Yeah. So do you think him beating Bivol and Benavidez means more than him beating Charlo and Andrade?
He will not get the credit that he will.
That's 68?
He will not get the credit for. He won't. From the majority of the people, he will not get the credit for beating Bivol and them as he would have from beating Andrade.
When he fights Andrade and Charlo, they're going to say he ducked Benavidez and Bivol. It's going to be either way. He's fucked.
I know he
might as well go after the money.
I'm telling you right now, he will. Everybody will say Bivol wasn't that good. Bivol was untested. And they'll say that he ducked Charlo and that he ducked Andrade. They will say that.
Esteban, yes, Van Nuys to the Valley. Victoriano says, did you guys ever face each other in amateurs? Hell no. Fuck no. Kelly was, how many years behind me were you in amateurs? Fuck.
3 or 4.
No, more than that, weren't you?
Well, when did you quit?
My last amateur fight was 2002.
And mine was 2000.
Yeah, okay. We were a few years, but we were different.
So I was still fighting.
But I was open.
I was out of the amateurs before you.
I was open already, but when you were still...
I went open in 98.
Yeah, see,
not beginning of 99.
And we weren't in the same weight class, were we?
Yeah, you're 5 years older than me too, old ass grandpa.
That's why I said when you were 12, I couldn't even fight. You were 13, we couldn't even fight.
No, because you were 17.
Yeah,
18. I think Billy Joe Saunders has the best chance of beating Canelo. Paul Malone.
Really?
I don't think so. I think he has
I think Andrade. I don't think Andrade. I was going to say I think Benavidez has the best chance of beating him, and Bivol have the best chance of beating him.
They do.
I don't think. Again.
Bivol definitely does.
Who has Billy Joe Saunders fought? That's what I want to know. Who has he fought to say that he has the best chance?
Billy Joe Saunders. The fight that Billy Joe fought his last fight,
garbage.
if he fought Canelo looking like that, he would have been knocked out cold.
Yeah.
Cold.
You know, and here's what I think. I'm not hating on Billy Joe. You can see the guy's talented. But let's be fair. He can't punch. He really can't. And when he does punch, he uses his defense, he's always out of position to counter. He's all over the place. He's 3 feet away. I don't see it. Fuck it, I don't see it.
All right, I got 2 good ones.
Yes,
Goodfellas says, why do people call Floyd a runner, and do y'all agree?
No, he's not a runner.
He's not a runner. He boxes. And no, so we don't. And no goes, I agree with Ricky. Benavidez versus Gavril showed that Benavidez tries too hard for the KO, while Caleb will be able to weather the storm and perhaps score more. Caleb Plant, the fight before this one, when he fought a guy a little tougher, was dead tired by the 7th round. And punched himself out from spending nervous energy.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Caleb Plant has the power to scare a guy like Benavidez.
You're not scared of a guy like Canelo either.
Yeah, I mean, I think Caleb Plant's a really good fighter, but you're talking about when he's getting in there with a guy like Benavidez who throws a lot of punches and is 6'3" and strong. I have a hard time agreeing with that.
Rocco said, I can see Kelly playing Filio Beto in a remake of Any Which Way But Loose, right? Return of Clyde. Remember the monkey?
Oh.
That was a good movie. Remember, he was a street fighter. Remember that? And he fucking had that monkey with him, that gorilla. That gorilla fucking punched everybody in the face.
I did want a pet gorilla.
Cadillac. And a truck, too. He had a truck, right? With Joey says, with PBC guys like Charlo turning down $7 million, allegedly, can they possibly be getting that much back in money to turn a career around paydays? Joey, I wish I knew. I'm not even going to pretend I know. It's more than that. I just don't think they want to lose that fight. I mean, the Charlos are happy where they're at. They're making $1 million to fight guys that they can beat. Why fucking?
And they look good by complaining that nobody wants to fight them.
He looked great fighting Hogan. I mean, fuck, I don't know. And then, so I'm not saying they're bad fighters. I'm just saying they turned down the fight with Andrade. They even showed the contract. How many times they showed that contract already that he turned the fights down? So
Jose goes, Canelo is everyone's dad. And then Q did repair. Man. Kelly, if you were fighting nowadays, what network would you fight for? The fucking Zone.
So
give me that money.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. Hell yeah, the Zone. They're putting out. Well, PBC's putting out some loot too, though. But
yeah, they are.
Still, the Zone giving $100 million for a guy like Triple G and $350 million for Canelo. I would have took that $100 million.
Dana said, me and James fought at the Enlisted Club. No, he didn't, Dana. No, he didn't, because you'd remember that ass whooping you would have got.
Mm-hmm. Damon goes, fans don't realize this
Dana,
guy...
I wasn't enlisted either. So.
Damon says, fans don't realize this guy he just fought was never going to win. It was a showcase for Plant. And I agree. And again, going back on that, as I said earlier, it's not knocking Plant. Plant did what he was supposed to do, and that sometimes shows more than anything. I mean, he went in there, he beat up a guy and took him out, who was a guy that was supposed to happen. Because a lot of fighters don't do that.
Joey Santana said, hence the meme, liars only promotions. Instead of lions, it's liars only.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Esteban says, biggest talent to self-sabotage his career not named Chavez Jr. Adrian Broner?
Wait, what happened?
Biggest talent to self-sabotage his career not named Chavez Jr. I would say Tony Ayala Jr.
I would say Broner.
What about Tony Ayala Jr.? He raped somebody.
Yeah, but
fucking raped somebody right before world title. Yeah. That's self-sabotaging yourself.
Broner fought great fights and big names.
But he did. He could have been better. I think he could have done. He could have been better.
I don't know.
He could.
But, I think everybody caught up to him.
Yeah, I think
he got older, and everybody just found out how to fight.
Yeah.
Adrian Broner.
Well, I think Tony Allen Jr. might have been one. What about what's the kid, the heavyweight from fucking that's in prison in Louisiana? Remember? What the fuck's that? You guys help me out with that kid. Fucking Paul Spadafora. Man, let's go on. We'd be here all night doing another show, Esteban.
I know some of these motherfuckers probably want to say my name, and I'll come fight all y'all.
I'll fight you with underwear and sandals on.
Damn right.
Kelly will fight you with a pair of Crocs on.
Got me a motherfucking deadlift shirt.
I know. I lost mine.
I pull weight.
I lost mine. Triple G, Dana said, Triple G in that snack program, now 38, is a tall order to beat Charlo or Boo Boo and Bivol. It really is, Dana. Triple G still has that power, though. And you know as well as I do, Dana, you've been in the ring, you know as well as I do, that's the last thing to go on anybody, is power.
Mr. Just Because, would KSI, Jake Paul, or Logan Paul fight a real pro boxer? They may. I mean, that might be something eventually. I think they should. Because Noel goes, was Caleb's fight a good one to attract new fans?
Yeah, why?
I think so.
And Dana does. Dana says AB knows how to sell a fight. He does.
Jake Paul looked all right.
Zach says, I miss HBO. We all do, Zach. We all miss HBO, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. You just mentioned that last night.
My cousin Eddie says, sorry I came in late. Did you talk about Ryan Garcia? That was the first thing we talked about. Eddie, was Ryan.
That's a good point Noel brought up. Super Bowl commercials for Fury versus Wilder. Good stuff for boxing. I hope it pays off. I agree with you on that. I mean, I think these promoters, it's a lot of money probably to put it out there.
Do you remember that? What was that movie? Remember Dodgeball?
Yeah.
What did Cotton?
Greatest movies ever.
What did Cotton say? No, Cotton, the announcer.
What's his name?
Jason Bateman. He said, he goes, let's see how it pays off.
Oh yeah.
What did he say?
It's a bold move.
That's a bold move, Cotton. It's a bold move, Cotton. Dude, I was watching Superbad last night. Do you remember when the dude got punched in the face? He goes, sorry, bro. The tiger just got out of the cage. Dude, I want to punch somebody in the face.
That was great, too.
Dude, you need somebody punch you in the face. And I go, sorry, bro. The tiger got out of the cage.
I'll let him go if they said that.
Bro, and you didn't, they hit you and you don't do nothing.
Nah.
He goes, sorry, bro. The tiger got out of the cage. And he kicked him in the balls in the street. That was on TV last night, man.
Superbad was good.
Hey, the boss is on here watching.
Who's that?
Miss Marjorie K is watching the show. The boss.
Hey. D. Dent said, "What do you guys think of Canelo's trainer saying their next fight is at 168, then 160?
Why not?
I mean, it ain't gonna hurt.
He's young. If he can make 60, fuck,
Yeah.
make 60. I don't think it's about the money anymore with him. I think it's more about just the legacy. He wants to be the greatest Mexican fighter ever, and it's not a tall order to believe that he won't.
I mean, if he retired right now, you
He'd
got
be
an
one of the
argument. You got by far.
But they'll never let it. Mexico will never let that happen, because them motherfuckers. They still. I'm not saying that I want to make money. Mexican. You call those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm saying this. I'm saying that they're always going to believe Salvador Sanchez and Julio Cesar Chavez are the two greatest, no matter what.
Yep.
And it's bullshit.
Well, let's get some of these in real quick. Top rank in PBC working for Fury Wilder. Should be no problem for Spence versus Crawford. Huge in Dallas.
I think they want time to make that fight. They need time to market that fight. Still.
They got to, and everybody got to see what happens with Spence. Damn.
We're going to be there.
I know, right?
If it's in Dubai.
Dallas is going to be like the second home.
We're gonna be there. Hey, you're gonna be there we're gonna do Female Loma though, aren't we?
Yeah.
April or May.
Oh, and there's a good question, and James, you might want that one, but I'm hit Damon's first.
Okay.
Was Fernando Vargas the hottest boxer in country when he fought Tito? And why do fans knock him for fighting Tito?
I don't think they knock him. I don't. I think they say he wasn't ready or he was put. He was pushed. I can tell you this about Fernando, which is I know Fernando. He made his own decisions. Fernando made his own. He decided to fight Trinidad. He decided to fight Oscar. No one told him to fight. He decided to fight Yuri Boy Campos and Raul Marquez. Fernando always wanted to fight the best.
He did, and you can't knock him for that either.
That was in his contract with main events. With main events, he had control of his whole career. That was part of his contract. Yep. If Fernando said he was fighting 3 strippers and Santa Claus, those motherfuckers are coming to the ring that night because he had control.
He should have at least, for a tune-up.
But he was the one that he was the star of main events at that time.
I know, but I'm saying he should have took those fights.
Fuck yeah.
He fought a lot of people in a short period of time.
And then I heard somebody say, somebody was saying on the show, oh, Ike Cortez and Fernando was close. I said, what fucking fight did you watch? Fernando beat the piss out of Ike Cortez. But, it's the way it is. You could put any fighter in the world, and somebody's going to have some shitty thing to say about them. Yep. You could put Roy Jones on there, and they'll be like, oh, well, Roy Jones sucks now. Well, motherfucker's 50 years old.
That's how it goes. Ricardo says, who would have won, Michael Nunn versus Canelo? Oh, I have to go Canelo. Michael Nunn could fight.
Yeah, but Michael Nunn's chin, bro.
Mm-hmm. I have to go with Canelo.
James Toney put him to sleep hard a couple times.
Yep.
Hey, I remember a story. Michael Nunn got his ass kicked outside Ten Goose Gym.
Why?
You know who beat him up?
Who?
Julian Johnson. You know Julian, always on the show?
Yeah.
Julian Johnson beat him up in a street fight out in the back of the gym.
Why? What happened?
Michael Nunn was talking shit.
Streets.
Michael Nunn called him a not so nice racist name to Julian. And Julian went out back and worked his ass over. That's a fact, guys. Julian Johnson beat the shit out of Michael Nunn in the back of the gym.
Ooh, Damon got one. Miguel Cotto versus Spence at 147.
I would go with...
I gotta go Cotto. At 47, because Cotto showed what he could do even up at 54 and 60. I would have to go with Cotto.
Marjorie said, oh, hey, and she has 4 Ys. Justin, 4 Ys. You gave me, oh, hey, 4 Ys.
There you go, wrap up at 8, dude. Well.
There was one here, too. Benjamin Renteria says, with everyone dropping out to fight Canelo, who do you guys think he should fight? Andrade seems to be the one who hasn't got an offer yet. He has got an offer. Andrade got an offer too, and he didn't take it as well. They even showed the contract on that, didn't they? They showed the contract. He did take it.
Yeah. Real quick, Noel says, Earl Spence, Porter and Garcia made him look mortal, and then he got ejected from a horrific car wreck. It's hard to know anything on where he's at. I think he needs a fight back.
Yeah. I think a lot of the reports on Spence's health are over exaggerated. There's some media guys that are just full of shit. They lie.
You can't believe anything.
Did you see that? They're saying, oh, he has. I'm not gonna say his name, but you guys know who he is. He's full of shit. Yeah. I busted him out because he said Spence has major spinal cord damage. He'll never fight again. And I was like, well, And I wrote, I just saw his Instagram photos and he's at Disneyland. He's riding Space Mountain with his kids. People that aren't walking from spinal cord injuries aren't riding Space Mountain with their fucking kids.
Right.
With Mickey Mouse ears.
Well, it's time to wrap up. Justine, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. What they got to do?
Share, subscribe, ring that yellow bell.
And like it. They got like.
Like it.
It's for, what is it called? What do they call it when they like it? With the thing?
Well, the Facebook audience shares it.
The graphics, or what is that called when they like something on a show? No, if they like something, it affects something on the show. What's it called? Like, I don't know. It says, I don't fucking know.
Jose keeps saying everybody's dad. He said, I'm your dad.
Also, guys, we have 5 more days. So I want you guys to donate to St. Jude's and to Paralyzed Veterans of America. You can get in contact with the messenger with me or Kelly how to do it, and we will tell you how to donate.
And after you do that, share and ring the bell. Even
$5, guys, donate. These are great causes. We've managed to raise $583 this month. Our goal is 1,000. It's going 100% of your donations are going to St. Jude's and the Paralyzed Veterans of America. This is for children.
Absolutely.
So don't be pricks, guys.
Donate $1.
Donate $1, whatever you guys want. But this goes to children in the burn
unit. You think
unit.
about it, we get about between 1.8 and 2.5 on average viewers. And if everybody just put $1 and donated, that's $1,800 or $1,800.
Oh, Derek says algorithms and analytics. Thank you, guys. Fuck, look at the big brains on these fuckers. Yeah, but if you donate $1, guys, it's going to the burn unit, St. Jude's, and it's going to Paralyzed Veterans of America. So, message the show, and we will tell you how to do that. And you guys have a great week, and we'll see you Tuesday. Is this our last week?
No, we got Sunday.
Sunday. So next Sunday the following week we won't be here.
Yeah, so we got next week.
Next week, but we will be at Mikey next week. Mikey and Vargas.
Next week we'll be talking about Tyson Fury.
I know, but the week after we're going to be at Mikey.
Yes.
But we're doing a pre-show there.
Yes.
We're doing a show. We're doing a show on
site.
We'll
let everybody know Sunday about that.
We'll let you know Sunday. All right, guys. Have a great week. See you later, Zach.